We are live. I'm Savage Squishy86, and we are back with another live stream of Resident Evil Director's Cut. This time we are playing through Jill. Jill's second scenario is essentially the final run with our playthrough of Resident Evil Director's Cut. So I'm looking forward to finishing this puppy up and getting on with a more exciting exploratory factor of the Resident Evil series, particularly with the Resident Evil remake, Resident Evil 2 OG version, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, the OG version, as well as the potentials of Resident Evil 4, 5, 6, etc. So bear with me a moment as I'm just checking, making damn sure that we're actually live streaming. A little paranoid now, so okay, looks like we're cooking. So I did manage to do some reading though after I ended the stream yesterday. It is 1:22 in the morning, so I got a little bit of sleep. Unfortunately, I was woken up by my cat, who is unfortunately sick. So hopefully he is feeling better here pretty soon because I gave him some medicine. Hocking up hairballs like he's been cleaning Gorilla Grodd. Uh, but otherwise, he's pretty much okay. He's asleep over here now, finally. So must be nice. He wakes me up, and yeah, he can sleep now. So, but I did some reading on the layout of the game, certain events that essentially did not really kind of go about the process of that in that capacity. So, um, let me take a moment here to sort of figure out the full intricacies of this. So, the events that I was referring to, where you get the radio from Chris, for Chris, essentially determines a number of things that you decidedly do. And the same goes with Jill. There are certain scenes, certain events that essentially contribute to the decisions that you make, and your approach of exploring the mansion that changes the layout of the game's events and events that certainly occur. There are a total of um, 3 or 4 endings per character. So you have the 2 best endings and then the 2 worst endings, as I'm understanding it correctly. The 2 best endings are basically Chris, Jill, and Rebecca get out together. The second best ending is Chris and Jill get out together, while Rebecca is killed by the hunters or not found again. The worst ending is probably that Chris alone gets out, abandoning both Rebecca and Jill. Uh, and then in turn, the second worst ending is Chris gets out with Rebecca in tow. So we really kind of don't really want to go through this about 4 more times to get those endings, but the essentials pretty much in that regard is, pretty much self-explanatory. But the events that transpire essentially here is basically as follows. So the 2 different ways you can encounter Rebecca is finding her in the medicine room by getting the sword key there first. So we did that. That was the first time we played through Chris. The other way we do it is by bypassing this room and instead going for the armor key, which is in the room where we use the herbicide to kill the plant. So essentially that is the other way we meet Rebecca, because when we get the armor key, we go up and we find Richard in Tended to by Rebecca. That's where we find her. This in turn sends us on the quest to run to the medicine room, get the serum to get to Richard before he dies. Unfortunately, much like what happened with Jill, the same will happen with Chris. Richard will expire before we can get him the serum. In turn, this will leave us with Rebecca pretty much mourning over Richard in that hallway. She will be safe until she re-encounters for us later on at the instance when we're solving the emblem puzzle, trying to play the Moonlight Sonata song. Getting the radio from Richard and killing the dogs outside the courtyard will provide us a radio call cutscene from Brad on the way to the dormitory. This is all with Chris, of course. The interim will also allow us to play as Rebecca and craft V-Jolt, but essentially this will enable us to bypass the first phase of the Plan 42 boss fight. So that is how we get Rebecca to craft Jolt to help Chris. Getting bitten by the snake without getting the crest will allow us to play as Rebecca again to get the item in question, the serum to save Chris's life. If we don't get back to Chris in time, he will die and it will be game over. That is essentially that in that fashion. So Chris pretty much has that all lined up. Jill, it is a similar sort of circumstances. There's a number of different cutscenes we can pursue to basically change the effects of her gameplay. More intricately would be the details surrounding the fact of finding Kenneth's body. We can get 2 clips off his body instead of the 1, so we didn't know that. But we'll not worry about that one until we get back to the mansion. But if we head out into the hallway to talk to Wesker, then head back in to talk to Barry, and then head back, try to leave again, Barry will come out, and then essentially we will be attacked by the zombie, and essentially he will be taken down by Barry. But by this point, the zombie will have consumed all of the legs of Kenneth, which we won't be able to get the clips. Exploring the east side of the mansion, which is what we did with Jill's playthrough in the first run with the earlier stream, we will be able to get the shotgun. And he will save our neck. That is if we pursue the sword key route. Now, if we take the alternative route and pursue the armor key route, we will be able to have a different form of encounter. Essentially, this will enable us to sort of get the shield key. So essentially, yeah, that's what if you get a different sort of outcome of events if you take the shield key route. Basically, getting the shield key super early in the game is essentially what will lead to this encounter. But basically, in so many words, you will encounter Barry again, not in the hall, but inside the terrace area where we find Joseph's body and get the bazooka from him through Barry. This, of course, will nullify us getting the acid shells from Barry, and we will not encounter him again in the hallway again. So essentially, it kind of just jumbles up the encounters a little bit. There are 2 ways that you can get there are 4 also alternate endings you can get with Jill. 2 best, 2 bad. The 2 best endings are pretty much going to be equivocal to rescuing Chris from the prison cell in place of Jill, and also making sure Barry gets out alive with you. So that is the one ending. The other ending is essentially getting out with, I think, just Barry and leaving Chris behind. Essentially, the third ending will be the Chris and Jill ending, which Chris and Jill are the only ones who get out. Now, for Barry to die, you have to do a number of things differently. Part of the intermediary of exploring the armor key or the shield key, you recall on the west wing 2nd floor where we find the researcher's will. The missing piece of letter is essentially part of one of the encounters with Barry. We will find Barry in there if we take the route with getting the shield and armor key first, as opposed to exploring for the sword key. Now, also bear in mind that if you do take the shield and armor key route, you will nullify his rescue attempt from the trapdoor with the trap with the shotgun. So you will need to get the broken shotgun. Barry will not rescue you. You will die if you try to take the shotgun without the broken shotgun in tow. Part of the researcher's will, though, will essentially lead to another segment, if you will, of where you will potentially have the unfortunate circumstances of Barry dying not once but twice. So if you head into the catacombs, the underground area that we encounter with Chris, if you offer to follow Barry, Barry will offer you to follow him, or at the very least let him take lead. If you say no to both counts, he will be attacked by a hunter. If you don't go after him, he will get killed. If you go after him, you'll see him in action kill 2 hunters on his own. One on his own to save his own self, and then the second one to save you from being ambushed by a hunter. So essentially, that will determine if he lives or dies in that instance. There's another instance where he could potentially die at the lab, but I'm not entirely 100% accurately sure the triggering effect of that event to happen. So, for the sake of argument's sake, I'm not going to pursue that. I'm going to stick with the current course of what we're doing here. Essentially, that will basically lay out us the potential plan of whatever we decide to do going forward. But I want to get the best possible ending in both counts for Chris and Jill. I am not going to run through this game 4 times to get the various endings and the different circumstances. Um, for me, I mean, it just seems it doesn't seem mundane, but it seems kind of unnecessary. I mean, you're basically running the same game 4 times over with just mediary little changes. I probably could do that if I did. Maybe I could do an advanced game. We are just playing standard. We could try we could try advanced. So I could probably do that. I think I might do that. So but we'll see. We'll see about it. Um Maybe I could do an advanced game with one single solid video because it would take us up pretty much up to 4 hours based on what I'm seeing here with my previous streams. Part 1 took 2 hours and 27 minutes. Scenario 2 took um part 2 took about 2 hours and 49 minutes. So we're looking at least a 5 hour marker. So I might do that. Jill took me about 1 hour and 36 minutes. So a huge just chop down the middle in terms of time that it took to play that. So I'm very pretty convinced that that will probably be what I'll do. I was kind of on the fence about it, but I think I will do that. So we're gonna go ahead with that. Um, but all in all, I mean, I was very surprised to find that piece of information. Matter of fact, we're going to take a look here and I'm going to recommend it because it is actually a nice little piece of info I did not get. I didn't even look. I was looking all over the internet for information to correlate as to that basic piece of work. And it was quite informative. So the person you want to look up for that piece of information is every ending and cutscene is Bellicchio Furte. Um, Belkito, capital F, capital U, capital E, capital capital R. Yeah, not two capital R's, one capital R, capital T, capital E. Um, he had the channel video that essentially was put me on the path to this information. So big shout out to that brother. He was actually pretty awesome with that helping video because I didn't know this and I've been out of the loop for a long time playing Resident Evil, the director's cut. So it was definitely a nice refresher to sort of get that information looped in my head to sort of remember that. So, but enough of my nagging. We're going to get back into the business of this. So right away, we pretty much obviously know we have made our way to the mansion, from the mansion to the mansion, from the mansion. Dyslexic with my speech here tonight. So we're at the dormitory. So we have pretty much swept the neighboring room across from the safe hall. We've also navigated the uh, lobby, uh, the bar area, the lounge. Yeah, that's the word. The lounge. And we pretty much made our way through taking care of the spiders and getting the necessary items, in particular the control room key, which will take us to the underground area where we need to go. So we're going to immediately get right into the action. Everything is set up previously where we left off, so we're just going to head right out and get right to work. So let's go ahead and head around the statue and proceed into the next room. I decided to turn my light off over here because I don't really have good lighting because of the camera, but I'm hoping that will change when I get my PlayStation 5 camera and make it here. There's also a cutscene here that we'll encounter differently if we do the armor shield key, but we will explore that later. Right now, we got to get the key for this room, so let's head on. This piece. So run into here, grab the key from the beehive, and then we will escape this particular area. Obviously, evident. We're gonna open this door and unlock it. We're also gonna ditch the key. Matter of fact, we're gonna run over here, grab these ink ribbons, grab these green herbs and the ink ribbon and drop them off. I forgot I had the initial one here that I didn't account for. So grab all 3 of these ink ribbons. We're not gonna mix them. We're just gonna take them back in bulk, drop everything off in one shot. I kind of like the idea of doing the advanced game because actually it really would show a difference in the performance of the game based mechanics because a lot of the game's changes have pretty much been evident. I think the most evident change, if I recall from the advanced game, is Chris and Jill have different outfits. Many of the items have been switched up and placed in different locations. You also get, instead of the traditional black Beretta, you get a silver Beretta, which has a very Colt Python look. And ironically, there's a chance for you to actually do a headshot on the zombie and kill it on the first couple shots. So it probably would be pretty fun to play another round of the advanced mode as opposed to the standard. Standard is fun. I like standard. It's pretty much the go-to, like bang. But advanced can be pretty fun too for newcomers or existing players who have never really explored that measure. There's nearly no real difficulty setting. There's no easy. I guess you could probably call it. Advanced would probably be hard, maybe. Standard would be normal, and training would be easy. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and head down here. And obviously, we won't get the cutscene with Barry talking to the mystery man, who we know is Wesker, in this room because of that factor. So we're going to head into the bathroom to our left here before we head any further forward. Drop the zombie, grab the magazine from the bathroom sink, and then head out. Once we're out of the bathroom, head around and through. Grab the map off of the wall for the dormitory. On the bed, grab the Plant 42 report. We obviously know what it says, so we're not going to read any of the files. Go ahead and unlock the desk, and inside we will find shotgun shells, just like Chris. And then we will push these bookshelves out of the way. And we'll head down into the underground aquarium area. Now, obviously, the same thing from pitch from this previous plan. We will do the same thing with Jill. Basically, we need to make a bridge with the boxes, so just push these 2 boxes straight down, and then we'll have to go get the 3rd one. I hope everyone had a great Valentine's Day. So once we've pushed those 2 boxes, we're going to make our way back and get the 3rd box. So now remember, we have to push this up a little bit to get a little bit of spacing so we can actually shove it against the wall to the left as opposed to the right. Just like this. That will give us the ample space where we can actually push it all the way down and enable it to use it effectively. Oh, I feel so much better that I shaved now. It doesn't bother me as much. So once we push this thing down, we will definitely be able to move our way across now. Get the green herbs. We will mix these. So right away, we are going to run in here and immediately head to the right. Ignore the room to the right there, because that is going to be the route for Plant 42. What we want to go for this left door right here. Now, the second we get this far, this is where we'll have a cutscene of the sharks quickly rushing up to get us. So immediately open the control room with the control room key, and then quickly head inside. Now, you can attack the sharks, and essentially you will kill them. I wouldn't say kill, because they won't stay dead. They'll reanimate and pursue you again. So it would be a waste of good ammo and health. So the best thing you can do is basically just immediately head into the control room and drain the water. So once we have drained the water, we will be able to open the door to the left now, because the control button for that door's next door lock will be open to us. So go ahead and press it and head into the next room. Now enter here and grab the 2 magazines on the right. And then the 2 shotgun shells in the back. And then over here, grab the 003 dormitory key. And now we will make our way out. Excuse me. So immediately head down here to Plant 42's root room. Now in here, you will obviously find that this is Plant 42's root. This is where we need to use V-Jolt. So we will make a return trip here because we are going to use V-Jolt with Jill. Unlike Chris, Jill can't mix chemicals. So we will take the measure of mixing the necessary chemicals for V-Jolt. Ignore the sharks. They're not going to be a threat. We'll just leave them flopping around. So head up the slope now. And we are going to head into get the V-Jolt note. So we are going to actually make a quick pit stop and drop off our shotgun shells and our handgun ammo. And we're going to grab our bazooka, because this will make our job a little bit easier for the fight to come. Actually, we'll hold on to our. We'll hold on to. Well, we'll take this. We'll take the green harp with us. Now we'll basically just go with that. We're not going to grab the bazooka yet. I don't think we'll need to grab the bazooka yet because we're not going to fight V-Jolt. We're not going to fight Plant 42 until we use V-Jolt. So we need a little. The reason why we want a little bit more space in our inventory is we're going to need to pick up all the glasses to make this goddamn poison. We're just going to take up inventory space. We're going to head into here now. So right away, head over here, use the CO03 key, and get this door open. And head inside. Head into the bathroom. Have your shotgun ready in the event there is a zombie here. I can't remember if there is or not, but we don't really want to waste potential handgun ammo for a close quarters fight. Yep, there he is. Take him down. Grab the flame shells here on the floor. The flame shells is essentially what we will be using to take on Plant 42. It is a plant, so it will be highly flammable. Flame shells are best for Plant 42 and spiders. Acid shells are good for hunters and for the yawn, but we obviously didn't use them for the yawn. We used explosive shells. So that is essentially what we did for that instance. So right here in the white book, we're going to grab that. That will be the V-Jolt report. So we will take that. The red book is obviously what is going to go here. We're not going to have that on us at present, but we will take the lockpick and use it to open up this drawer. And inside we will find ink ribbons. So I kind of don't feel so bad leaving this behind because this is essentially what was inside for Chris as well. So at least now we know what's in there. But once we have V-Jolt, we're going to head over here and gain access to the chemical room where we can synthesize this poison for this ugly plant. Now, if I remember correctly, the password essentially was tied to the pool table. And I believe the passcode, if I remember it right, was 345. So we figured it out easy enough. As opposed to the previous one, I actually had to do a little bit of, reading on my notes because I actually have a notebook here somewhere that has all my previous studies of puzzles and solutions and such. So I think we will have to make a stop though because we picked up the ribbons. So we'll have to make it a little pit stop. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have picked up those damn ink ribbons. I didn't pick up any of the other ink ribbons before. In this one instance, I picked up the ink ribbons and yeah. Oh well. So let's go ahead and drop off the flame shells, the ink ribbons, and do the work. I think there's only 4 glasses in there you can use to mix, or maybe there's more than 4, maybe there's 5, but all the same, we'll need the space in for them. So drop off the ink ribbons. And the flame shells. Now we'll head back and we'll use the item in question to make V-Jolt. V-Jolt makes the fight a lot easier. There is an instance there's also an instance where Barry will actually come and save Jill. If you don't make V-Jolt. Essentially, if you don't make V-Jolt with Jill, Barry will come and save your bacon with a flamethrower. But I think that only applies if you use the armor and shield keys prior to the sword key. So in that segment, though. But that's speculation. I mean, I'll have to experiment, and I highly recommend you to experiment with any potential playthroughs you decide to do for yourself in the future. Because sometimes experience is a better teacher, I think. And experimenting is essentially what we want to do with our pursuit of getting every cutscene and every possible end is to be found. So so here we have all 4 bottles of V-Jolt to make V-Jolt. But over here, you'll have the formulas written on the wall. So depending on your play style, there's players who are very color coordinated, and then there's players who are very mathematically oriented. So in this instance here, written on the wall, water 1, red 2, purple 3, green 4. So basically, that is the color coordinated composition of chemicals you'll need. But over here is the mathematical equation of water, which is 1, 2, which is 3, and then essentially basically going in that order. So we're going to go ahead and there is an umbrella number 2. So UMB2 is what we want for one of those bottles, which we have that now. We're going to grab water from the faucet. That is technically number 1, the number, so we're going to, math here. Over here on this shelf, we're going to have umbrella number 4. So that will be the other chemical we need. So this is where it gets very, so right here, we're going to go back. So we want to combine 1 plus 2 to make 3, and then 3 plus 4 makes 7. So 1, that will become number 3. 3, 4 will become 7. We have umbrella number 7 now. So now we want 2 and 4 again. So get number 2 again in the other bottle. Then head over here and get umbrella number 4. Combine red and combine umbrella number 4 and 2 and red and UMB number 4 and UMB number 2. Combine them and UMB 6, yellow 6. Now check the math again. Create 6 and 7. Make 13. Now we want 13 and 3. So we need umbrella number 2 and water again. That will make UMB number 3. Now combine that with number 13, and we have V-Jolt. So we have the poison we need to kill the plant. So now what we're going to do is we're going to fast track ourselves back to the underground aquarium area and use it on the plant's root. Now this will not kill the plant outright, it will weaken it. So essentially the 2-phase part where we fight the plant and it shrinks up into the ceiling from the first part, that part will be completely, that will be bypassed. So we only have to really kind of beat it the 1 time as opposed to the traditional 2 times. So we're gonna make our way down and use this shit on this plant's root. So go ahead and use V-Jolt and watch that piece of shit shrivel up. And that will take care of that plant. At least halfway. Obviously, we have all these other chemical glasses in our inventory, but we're going to make our way back to the storage room and get our necessary equipment to take down this plant. We won't really need very much, but it will be proficient to have the grenade gun as well as the flame rounds, and I think that's really all we really will need. So we'll go ahead and just go grab that along with the flame rounds and finish it off. Got a pinch muscle in my back. Oh. Ugh. So we're gonna grab the not the acid shells. We're gonna grab the red book. We're gonna grab the bazooka as soon as we find it. We're gonna grab the flame shells. And I think that will be it. Well, we'll go ahead and grab one of the green herbs. Yeah, we'll grab those. I don't think we'll need it, but these days, who could be certain, right? So I think what I will do is when I finish the stream with Jill, I think immediately I will end and then start another one, start playing as a Chris advanced playthrough run. I will get obviously fresh coffee before I do that, but still, that's I think what I will do is essentially immediately just jump into the next piece of action for the next foreseeable one. So now that once we get this door open, we will be free and clear to head inside. So, but before we do that, load your bazooka with the flame rounds. Oh, we can't. We have to use the existing ones. What the hell? Oh, brother. So it looks like we're going to be forced to use this. The flame shells are actually better, but we're being forced to use these damn ones, so we'll just get it done. And that's it. Easy work. Boom, 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 boom. Easy. And that boss fight is done. So head over here and grab the helmet key. We didn't even need the fucking healing item. I mean, there's some instances where it's like you feel really OP, but it makes me kind of appreciate the fact that, some people were kind of nerve-wracked with the sense of how to play, and there was, just a margin of pressure that went into it, so I don't feel so bad. But once we've dispatched the Plant 42 and gotten the key, head out and we'll have another cutscene, this time with Wesker.
Wesker!
Jill, so you're safe.
That's what I was going to say. Where on earth have you been? You disappeared from the hall all of a sudden.
I'm sorry, but I have my reasons.
I bet you
Perhaps you
do.
guys have met them? It was all I could do to protect myself against those strange creatures.
Is that right? Anyway, it's good to see you're safe.
Jill, our first priority is to get out of here.
Yes, you're right.
Now, there are a lot of rooms in that mansion that we can't get into because they're locked up. I have been looking around for clues.
Okay, I'll go to the other house and see if I can find any clues.
Will you do that? I'm counting on you.
Okay, forgive me. I was checking my phone. But right away, obviously, seen him kill these Bell's wasps. And ironically, that's another thing that changes. There's a sequence where he actually changes his enemy encounter. Instead of wasps, it's spiders. I'm not sure if that's enemy related or what. I'm not entirely sure. So here, we're going to go ahead and put away the flame shells because we don't need those now. But we'll go ahead and put away these other items here. We'll take out the green herb and we'll use them. And now we will make our way back to the mansion. Oh, that was another thing too. I wasn't finished with explaining the changes in advanced game, again, advanced game mode. So we have the new gun, which is similar as the Beretta, but mirrors some of the Colt Python. We have different costumes. We have different layout of items in question that are left throughout the mansion. We also have different camera angles. So it really kind of just sort of reconfigures, the better word of it, all number of enemies, uh, item placement, play style, just the overall mechanics of the gameplay flow. So it changes everything. So it's a nice game mode to experiment. And if you're a veteran Resident Evil player, I highly recommend giving it a shot. So head out here, and you'll immediately get a radio call. Check your radio.
This is Brad. I know you can't answer me, but somehow, give me a phone.
This is Jill. Brad? Oh, it's broken.
Go ahead and grab the green and blue herb here that we left before in the previous stream. And we're going to have them with us in the event we get poisoned. I don't think we'll get poisoned, but grab them all the same. At the very least, we'll have them as a safety measure. And if we get into a shit show with the hunter, we can actually have them as a security blanket. Welcome to the stream, viewer. Good morning. I hope you're having a wonderful evening tonight. So board the elevator and head back the way we came. I smell food. It smells like beef. So obviously the snakes will start dropping out of the trees, so just immediately just beeline it and drop down and head up. Now, because we killed the dogs in these areas, I don't think we'll need to really worry about them hanging around, so that's kind of a good thing. We can actually, walk through, not have to worry about it. Obviously, same thing from here. Basically, we want to go into here and just make our way back. Now, the same thing will happen from Chris' stream, essentially, once we enter this mansion and get past beyond the bridge point of that doorway. A hunter will show up, and all the area of the mansion where zombies were initially will be populated by hunters now. So we're going to have our grenade gun ready. Straight shot with that will kill the hunter right outright. Over here, we're going to use the helmet key and head inside this office. On the desk, find the Magnum ammo, which we will find another Magnum once we, obviously Barry has his, we'll have our own. Also grab the Eagle of the West, Eagle of the East, Wolf of the West book, the Doom book. Grab that as well. I don't think there is a shelf we can unlock, so we'll head out this way. Head through this door here, and remember there's a hunter lying await around the corner. So just very that takes care of him. On the wall, you'll find a note. I'll put some bullets in the back room. Use them in case of trouble. Barry. So instead of Wesker leaving bullets for Chris, it's Barry leaving bullets for Jill. I believe that will equivocal to pistol ammo. Nope, shotgun and grenade gun ammo. Okay, I'll take it. Which is kind of good because we just used up our existing ammo with the grenade gun. And ironically, hunters are very easily taken down, not just by explosive rounds like we've seen, but also acid shells. So go ahead and use some. So acid shells for the grenade gun and the Magnum are both one-hit killers for hunters as such. So take out the shotgun shells here. Put away the pistol. We're not going to need that for a hot minute. Lord knows we got plenty of shotgun ammo. Grab the first aid spray. But yeah, after I finish this playthrough with Jill on standard difficulty, I think I'll do advanced for the alternative gameplay elements and perhaps the alternative cutscenes that we didn't get to see. Now that I know what I know with the decisions of how you play the style of the game, going for the sword key versus the armor key, or yes or no decisions with select characters like Barry, it definitely kind of opens up a lot of replayability. But I will not go for all 4 fucking endings. 4 endings per character is a little much. So we're gonna not that. That's a little too much. And I don't want to waste any more time than I need. Because I want a lot of Resident Evil games I want to play. So if you want to pursue those endings, go for broke. Have fun with it. I'm strictly doing the good endings. Oh, I also forgot. The 2 best endings. Well, not the best, but the second best endings, where you get out with Jill and Barry, and not Chris, or Chris and Rebecca and not Jill. You actually avoid fighting the tyrant at the final boss fight on the helipad. So you actually skip a boss fight. You don't fight it. So that's another thing I didn't know. I always was curious why there were certain sequences, and I remember in my youth when I played it, there were sequences where I didn't get, this boss fight or this cutscene, and I never understood the dynamics of why. But there's a huge tree of, details that essentially I wouldn't have known if I didn't look it up and find out. So we're gonna immediately take out this hunter here, and as you can see, a single shot from the bazooka will immediately take him down every time. So that will take care of that hunter. Hunters are very vulnerable to acid shells. I've always known that was a case from the previous game. I've always known that was a case with the existing current games, especially the remakes. In Resident Evil 3, the Resident Evil 3 remake, we discovered that when we actually used the acid shells to significant damage. When Carlos encountered them in the hospital, they were very hard to take down with the assault rifle. But when Jill got her acid shells ready with the grenade launcher, they were one-hit wonders. There was no measure of avoidability that was gonna be like, yeah. So let's see which one we get lucky first. And that will take care of that. I mean, Jill really is probably, like I said in the previous stream, she is probably the easiest character you're going to play with in Resident Evil games collectively. Chris is for the more challenging aspects of player bases, which makes sense because a lot of people like playing a little bit more challenging with elements. He has, but like with the remake Resident Evil 1, there will be certain elements where he is superior, but there is also elements where Jill is superior, and obviously it depends really on your preference, But I personally, I will always pick Chris because I like a little bit more of a challenging element with inventory and the availability of ammo. We got plenty of stress with that with the first run playing as Chris. So, I'm gonna push this step ladder over here, and immediately turn off the light and get the red juice out of the deer's head. Then head out into the main hall. Now, I think what we'll do is drop off the shotgun shells because I don't think we're going to need them for a little bit. We're literally dropping hunter after hunter with the acid shells. We're going to run out eventually, but we're on our way to getting the magnum too. So once we exhaust our grenade gun, we'll have the magnum in our forte to fall back on. So let's go ahead and there's the magnum ammo. So let's drop off the shotgun shells. We got a fully loaded shotgun just about, so we don't have to worry too much about hurting for resource management. Grab the magnum rounds, and let's get back to the business at hand. Our next stop is going to be the tiger statue to get that magnum. Eyes open though, we may have another hunter here, right there. Take him down. Now you notice I'm taking this route because essentially it is the best possible route where we have the advantage of intercepting the hunters before they can actually intercept us. So hopefully this will go over smooth out here, because I know we'll have one in front of us. Oh, I thought there was one there. Whoops. I guess this is going to be an instance where we won't have that issue. So head here. There it is. Bye, boy. now I remember, it's actually the next hall, Kenneth's hall, where we'll have him hunters. So use the red jewel, and then inside the statue, get the cold python. Now Barry's rocking one, and I'm rocking one. I kind of wish they didn't give. I kind of wish they didn't give Jill the Colt Python because she's already got the bazooka. I mean, is it kind of a bit over? Isn't that kind of a little bit redundant? Because I mean, I guess probably not because both characters get a pistol, both characters get a shotgun. She gets the bazooka, Chris gets the flamethrower, but you don't get to use the flamethrower very often. Oh shit, that did not go over well. I pressed the wrong button. I pressed R2. I'm always used to pressing R2 with that. So let's go ahead and use the Magnum for this one. Oh, you fucker. I'm not well, I could go and do that, yeah. No, actually, no. Fuck it. I'll take it. No, there we go. Here we go. Again, bro. Really? Oh, you fucking asshole. Gotcha. Aimed up. Right out of the air. So. Oh. Oh! There's another clip. And where the hell is Kenneth's body? Kenneth is gone. So there's our second clip that we didn't get from him, but there essentially is where you have, the two clips on this body. So, alright, so now we have one remaining room to unlock. And that will basically lead us to the second boss fight with the Yawn, the giant snake. So we're going to make our way back to the second floor and then make our way through the red hallway to the east wing. So just hustle and bustle, rush their way there, and just head on through. So I think the most relevant thing we're going to be taking with us here at this point is going to be the shotgun, the 2 shells, and the grenade gun. We're going to leave these other acid shells behind because I want to save some acid shells and I want to save some grenade shells essentially for the implications of whatever we'll face in the lower levels. So we're going to leave behind the magnum bullets too. We're not going to really have a lot of hunters in our way. So I think the biggest thing we will have in that respect will be those items in question. We'll take the clip, and we'll come back. We'll mix these. Essentially, what we'll have is basically a different event where Barry will show up with a rope. And when he uses a rope, we'll get trapped down there. But if we hang around, he'll come back with another rope. Now, this is relevant for 2 reasons. Number one, because it is part of the ending to follow. And we can choose to either stick around or wait. We can stick around and wait for him, or we can move on without him. but it will. If we don't wait for him, Barry will get killed at the lab. Now I remember, he'll die at the lab. If we do wait, he'll live. So this is part of the point where you really do want to stick around and wait for him, and for good reason. So we will go ahead and just get ourselves pretty much laid up in that way. And yeah, that'll be that. So. So head on up, and let's head directly for the area with the second floor map of the mansion and open the door and kill one. You know, ironically, that was the one name of the enemy I never could understand was why would they call it Yawn? And ironically, it was because it looks like its mouth is so big, it looks like it's yawning, like, but that was something I never understood. Oh, what the hell? Oh, I don't have the key. I must have put it away by accident. All right. Let's fix that. This is a handy instance where you got the rewind button. I love it. I fucked up. I didn't take the key with me. So where is it? There it is, you asshole. Now we can go back. Oh, I was thinking. All right. Back on track. But yeah, I laid down for a few hours. I got about 6 hours of. I got a very funky schedule. I sleep when I get tired. I don't have a regular sleep schedule, but I know that will definitely need to change when I actually do hear back from this job that I'm looking for. So hopefully it will be my best interest to have that night shift because I do my best work at night anyway. You know what I mean? I'm a night owl. There's some people who are day people. I'm a night person. I can't help it. Just in my nature. So, after we enter the room, immediately equip your grenade gun and get ready to use the last remaining 2 shells. After that, we'll be switching to our Magnum and we'll do them in with the Magnum. We could use the shotgun, but I want to get through this fight fast, and the Magnum is the best option for that job. Please be enough. Thank you. Dickhead. Nice of you to show up, Barry. I've already killed the fucking thing.
Jill, have you found anything interesting?
You mean besides the dead corpse of the snake
Yes,
behind me?
but I can't
Yeah.
see very well.
How about going down to check by yourself? I have a rope here.
Oh, do you? Well, then I'll try to go down using the rope.
Wait.
Hey, what's going on?
Now I've done it. Sorry, Jill. Wait. I'll go and get another rope.
Barry? Barry?
So essentially, we will wait right here, and Barry will come back with a rope. It will take about 30 seconds to a minute, so just be patient and sit tight. We definitely want to do this because if we want the best ending and we want Barry to live, we have to do this. So if you're looking for the best ending where you can save both Chris and Barry, here he comes. That was fast. That was like 30 seconds.
Hey! Are you there, Jill? Grab the rope! I'm sorry, Jill.
I didn't know that was going to happen.
Sorry. I was really careless.
Are you okay, Barry? Maybe you're getting tired.
No, I'm all right. Don't worry. Jill, I found something.
Now, he will also give you another piece of material, the pass number. Now, the pass number will be a really important piece because essentially this will open up the way to another area. I don't know how to get this with Chris. I really need to figure that out because this would be really, 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 really. This basically is the second floor where the door was locked with a keypad that we can't access. But this is essentially what you can use to get that door open. But we're gonna not use that. I don't know if we can use that in
Thank
the other
you.
door or not.
I'll take this then.
Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna go use that real quick because I want to be sure that works. I don't know if the other side of the door has a passcode terminal to enter that keypad. So we're gonna go use that real quick. There are no threats in the area, so we will be relatively safe. And then I will also use that opportunity to get change out my equipment. I'm definitely gonna take my pistol with because down below us, we obviously know there's gonna be zombies predominantly. So we got a lot of pistol ammo. Let's give it a break with shotgun, the magnum, and the grenade gun for now. So we're gonna head back out to the main hall and across the dining room, second floor balcony, the west wing. I mean, I get and that's the thing. This is the thing that was missing earlier with Chris's playthrough. If you remember, I couldn't access this door. I couldn't open it from the blue hall, and that was the reason why, because I didn't have the pass number. I don't know how to get the pass number with Chris. So if you do know, drop me a comment down in the comment section and let me know, because I have not been able to find any information indicating where you get that with Chris. The pass number in question is basically right here. And that will essentially open the door to the hall up here, which is not where we want to be right now. So we're going to take a different route. But we have that door open to us now, so we can easily get down here. But we're going to go back the way we came with the rope that Barry brought us. And that will be important. Let's head back here and drop some of our items in question. Go from there. So we're going to take our handgun, our Beretta, and we're going to take our handgun ammo as soon as we find it. There it is. And we'll take we'll go ahead and reload our Magnum one. We'll take the Magnum with us because we'll probably find some Magnum shells down there anyway. So, but yeah, we'll go with this. We got 4 pockets and plenty of things we'll be grabbing down there when we're down there anyway. Yeah, actually, I think we'll drop off the shotgun. The only reason I want to drop off the shotgun is because I know we got a lot of medical items, and I know we don't want to really kind of finagle a lot of resources around unnecessarily. So let's drop off the shotgun. I got plenty of handgun ammo. I'm not going to be worried. So let's do that. Let's head up the little steps. Go back to the opposite room, the opposite wing, where we killed the yawn, and go down the ladder. We're going to stick to the route where we were originally going to go. We're not going to change anything with this passcode number entry. basically going in reverse order. I don't like doing reverse order. I like keeping it straightforward. That way, in the event that something does come off, I do have a strategy of countering it to the best of my ability. Navigate the main hall, head into the red hall of the east wing. It's a habit of me to go like walking short distances and running long distances. So it's kind of a bit of a habit. When I play the Resident Evil 1 remake, I'm gonna go only rushing when I need to. Beyond that, I like to really enjoy my game. So you'll find me doing a little bit of walking sometimes, and you'll see me doing a little bit of running. So there's a sense of me wanting to just sort of like do this, do that. So we'll take the rope down now. That isn't gonna fucking fall. And we'll open the tombstone here. And we'll take the ladder down. So once you dispatch the zombies, head around the corner here, grab the shotgun shells. Then head down the hall, and we will head into the next area of this era. First floor. I think we're on the first floor, aren't we? No, we're in basement 1, so okay. We're in the basement area. I always got confused with the layout of this building. Shooting the zombie with the pistol one by one essentially makes your job easier. If you did the shotgun, you could get them both, but... Dispatching them 2 zombies will enable us to grab the 2 green herbs here. I kind of could have taken the shotgun with us, but I didn't really want to. So I'll mix the green herbs, and then let's continue on. Unlock the door. And obviously this is going to be the basement area of the kitchen. Attempting to leave will basically get the zombie down here to the door, which we will get rid of him. Now, at this point, if you want to take the shotgun shells back upstairs, there's nothing really stopping you. But you got 3 good slots of item materials you can use, so you got plenty of, wiggle room if you so want to. So, drop that zombie, access the elevator, and let's go down or up, depending on your opinion. I think second floor is where this will take us. Over here, another green herb. We'll grab that. And we'll mix it. Now, before we go into the blue room, we're essentially going to go through here and grab the battery, the magnum rounds, as well as the shotgun shells. Or grenade rounds, depending on your opinion. We have grenade rounds, so that pretty much solves that. We got 2 sets of grenade rounds. Okay, so I kind of jumped the shark here with this. I thought there would be some magnum rounds in here, but we got 2 sets of explosive grenade rounds. So we'll take those, and we'll take the battery. Now we're going to make our way out. We'll be coming back here because we have another room we have to explore, but our resources are getting our inventory is getting kind of full, so we need that little security there. That zombie will be dead. Now this was the room the hallway we originally entered when we came through here. Now, if you recall, this asshole bit Chris earlier, so in the previous playthrough, we're just gonna drop him, and that takes care of him. Now we're in the west wing, so now we can head down here, now that we have this path opened up, and we can use the save room and drop off some storage items. So essentially you could see where I was a little bit annoyed that we didn't get the passcode, because this would have made a lot of our work and time we use to navigate and organize our inventory with Chris a little bit more manageable. Jill has that privilege, Chris does not, so it kind of would have made more sense to give Chris the pass number from Rebecca versus Barry to Jill, because Jill's got more room to work with. What does Chris have? Go ahead and reload our Magnum, since we don't have any Magnum shells to speak of. Also, we'll reload our bazooka and have that ready. So where's that? There you are. And we'll have our shotgun shells. And we'll swap that for the shotgun. We'll go ahead and just I don't like to go even keel with my shells, but well, I mean in this instance we will. So put away your bazooka. We're not gonna need that. Put away your grenade guns, ammo. We're not gonna need that. Put away the shells. We're not gonna need those. And essentially that is really all we're gonna need in that order, is a fully loaded shotgun, your handgun, and your handgun ammo. Shotgun will be for instances when the enemies are really close. And we're going to head up and get those other materials, namely the system disk that is up above us that we didn't have access, that we didn't have room yet. So head on through this newly opened path. And let's make our way back. Go ahead and grab the green herbs if you want to, or the blue herb, which I will grab the blue herb. I'll grab the green herbs too. At the very least, I'll just have them as an emergency heal item. Because, you know, you do get hurt really easy if you're not able to intercept the enemies in time. So, we've seen that with the hunters, we've seen that with the snake. So, And you definitely don't want to be in caution phase, let alone danger phase with the snake or the hunters, because they will do their instant kill move and kill you. So grab those and then head on through, and let's search the records room. Oh, that was an easy kill. 2 shots, and that's all he took? A zombie? Okay. Now we'll do that one. Now get your shotgun handy, because we're going to have a hunter, not a hunter, but a zombie really close at the center of this room. Over here, a lockpick, open it up. Inside, magnum shells. Take him down with a shotgun blast to the head. Grab the scrapbook. And then we're going to head on through to the left. And then in here, we're going to get the system disk, which we need to get Chris out. So we're going to push this over. We pretty much know where the switch is going to be to get this thing working, so we don't really need the light to really show us the way. You're just going to push it all the way down and then all the way over to the left. And there we go. Inside, grab the system disk. And then head back on through, and then we're going to check out the other room that's hidden behind the bookcase. That will have a clear viewpoint all the way to the helipad, which is our destination to get out of there. Over here, we'll find another magazine on the shelf, and then also an ink ribbon here that we can also take as well, which we will. Only 2, which is kind of good. And then in the distance, we can see the courtyard where there's a helicopter port. Now, if you do check it more than like 2 or 3 times, I think crows will shatter through the glass and try to attack you. So it's kind of one of those situations where it's kind of unclear, but another one of those, uncertainties of gameplay elements that we potentially can or will or, maybe will encounter. Excuse me. So, but that being said, we're going to head up. We're going to head out the way, this way to the opposite area and make our way out of here. Now, we could go to the storage unit on here, but essentially our business here at the mansion is done in effect, so we can move on to the quarry. We now have the battery to access the elevator. We now have the square crank to lower the levee to cover the courtyard's garden area with the water, which will enable us to gain access to the underground with the battery able to work the elevator. So we're essentially going to head over here, head out the back of the mansion as soon as we have our resources storage managed. So head back to the East Wing storage room on the first floor. We're going to head what are we gonna need? Well, we obviously know we're gonna have some hunters down here, so we're definitely gonna leave we're gonna leave our handgun behind. We're gonna take our magnum round. We're gonna drop off the cyst sticks. We're gonna get one of these herbs, the red. There we go. Mix that with the blue herb, so we have a fully functioning blue herb and green and red herb. And drop off ribbon. Definitely, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I definitely like to have my oriented weapons on the left side of my menu because of that very reasoning. I like to have the security of that, so I'm gonna put that right where I fucking want it, not where the game wants to put it. And I think I want to take my bazooka though, because I'm gonna be encountering the I think I'll leave my shotgun behind because I want the bazooka. Obviously, I'm gonna have to use the explosive shells in there before I can use flame shells. That will be an unfortunate circumstance that is unavoidable. But that is, in a sense, what I want to do in that regard. So, ammo oriented on the right, guns oriented on the left. It's very OCD of me, but it's just the way I like it. So, now we're going to head down here and get our. We're going to take one of the ink ribbons with us. As soon as I find the right one. Where the hell is it? There was one ink ribbon we had. Just one. That's what I want. There's 3. Oh, brother. Where are you? I know I have you here somewhere. There's 6. There's 2. I didn't use the fucking thing, did I? I think I did. Like a twat. Alright. Fuck it. It is what it is. Grab the square crank, and we're gonna get on with this work. So, we're not gonna take any healing items with us. We're not gonna really need to worry about them too much. There's gonna be a first aid down there we can use, as well as some grenade shells. I do remember there is gonna be grenade shells in place of shotgun shells down there. So that is, pretty evident right there what we're gonna need. We're gonna have our grenade gun ready because we're gonna have a hunter ahead of us. Not here, but in the next area leading to the area, so. Oh, you fucking asshole. Alright. Really? Asshole. I don't want to waste a shot, but I'm not going to reload it again. Fuck it. Little asshole. Hopscotching around. He's no bigger than a little, he's like 4'10", and he manages to avoid my grenade shot. I'm not going to really worry about it too much because, essentially I'm going to want to use these grenades up so I can use flame shells with the Black Tiger. So let's rush out here. Let's get across this one last time and hopefully not get bitten and poisoned. I don't think I will get bitten. So run, run, run. Oh! Almost got bit there. So once we have down here, obviously the dogs will be gone. They won't be a problem. Go ahead over here, use the battery. Then we're going to head up. And we're going to head over and turn the levy and close it with the square crank. So once we lower the levy, we'll be able to fill this place with water. And now the water will stop running and we can gain access to the underground. But before we do that, we're going to take the elevator down and we're going to make a quick little run over to the greenhouse and we're going to drop off the square crank. We don't really need it at this point. And I definitely want the free space available to me, even if it's one slot, because I like to, I don't want to leave anything that I got to leave behind and run back and forth again. So let's drop off the square crank before we head to the underground area. It's a little bit out of our way, but I really want to do this because I want the extra space to grab any and all items so I don't have to make return trips. I want to take advantage of Jill's extra inventory as much as possible. I wonder if there's any hunters in the dormitory. I wonder if there is. I've never explored the dormitory after the hunters appeared, so I don't know. I'll probably have to do that on my own time just because I'm a curious monkey and I want to know. So with that pretty much being done, we're going to head back to the courtyard with the elevator and descend the ladder to the underground area. Now we'll head down here. And right away, we will be entering the door to our right. Obviously, the door to our front, the path to our front, we can't go down there.
Oh, Jill, what good timing. A moment ago, I heard someone's voice coming from this hole. Let's go together since it's dark and we can't see very well.
You go with him? Yes.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, then I'm gonna cover you. Let's hurry.
If you say no...
Hey, are you all right? I can go first if you want me to.
So, go ahead and have him go first.
Oh, yes, please. I'm a little nervous.
I understand. It may be more dangerous if you come behind me. Be careful.
So, possibly at this point, you hear a gunshot.
Barry?
Immediately head left. Do not go right. If you go right, Barry will get killed. This is where we'll see Barry actually fighting some hunters.
That was too close. Let's go together.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, then I'm gonna cover you. Let's hurry.
So, that point, Barry will now stick with you and basically stay with you at your side at this time. Head over here, grab the first aid spray and the grenade shells. Now, if you had actually taken the other path to the right as opposed to the left, you would have found Barry back in the entrance to the underground with the ladder that we took down. He'll be there and he'll be dying. And effectively, he'll die eventually of his wounds. That's because you didn't follow up on him and he was actually overwhelmed by hunters. So it's important you remember to go with him or follow him at the very least. So now that we got the grenade shells, we'll grab the first aid spray and we'll make our way around. At this point, we'll probably be ambushed by the hunter here. Or not, so it doesn't look like that was the case. Instead, we'll head through here. Usually there's like 1 or 2 hunters that ambush, but we'll head through here and basically go around and we'll find Enrico Marini.
Is that Jill?
Is that voice Enrico's?
Yeah?
You're alive!
Wait there! Are you with anybody, Jill?
What? Oh, yes.
Enrico!
So, Barry and Jill together.
Are you all right, Enrico?
The stars are doomed. Someone is a traitor. Everything was plotted from the start by Umbrella. Ha!
Enrico!
Head over there and check on Enrico's body. And you will find that he is holding a magazine, which we will take. There he is. What's to investigate? He got shot in the fucking chest. So upon entering here, I don't know if we'll be ambushed by hunters. I think we will. Or maybe not. I think we wiped them all out, but we will grab the hex crank here. And then head back the way you came, where we navigated our way through. I'm going to go back and kill that one hunter because I don't want to leave chance of Barry getting hurt or killed. I don't know if that will happen, but I'm not going to take any damn chances either. So basically just got to carve my way out with this piece of work. And we have effectively used up our explosive shells, so now we can load it with flame shells. Go ahead and drop that other hunter. Can't believe there was another hunter here. I figured it would have been like a foregone conclusion. But I guess there's 3 hunters instead of 2. Or maybe there is 2 hunters and one of them just be resurrected. So it doesn't matter. We got what we needed. That's the important thing. So hex crank will be what we find here. Obviously here is a typewriter. We have a save point we can actually use there if we decide to. But we're going to use the hex crank to turn this thing around and get across. Definitely take advantage of that now with the path open to us. If you notice that the walls do not have the flamethrower on them, so we don't have to worry about the damn doors locking on us when we pick up anything there. So, but here we'll go over here, get the trap going, and then we'll take off running. And that will open the path forward. Now, we're going to do this by basically walking down this path here, but we're going to be walking backwards, because then we'll have a straight shot where we can shoot the hunter off screen when he comes through the door. So let's orient ourselves this way. Done. And then in here, we have more flame shells. So we'll take those. Now, obviously, we have our full inventory, so hopefully we can use hopefully we can use up some of our inventory here with this. I'm pretty sure we will with the first aid spray, but we're going to see how far we get with this, because we're going to need to cut the web down in order to get through the door, and our grenade launcher won't really be enough to do that. So head inside and engage the Black Tiger. Wow. What the hell? Okay, then. That was really fast. Faster than I thought it would be. Alright, obviously we got spiders, so let's get out of here and let's find our way back. Wow. Okay, that is a bit of a pickle. I don't want to waste perfectly well, okay, now we can use our first aid spray, so we're in caution state, so okay. Okay, I don't want to run back all the way to the goddamn greenhouse to get a knife. So we're gonna we'll grab this knife over here, and basically use the knife to cut the webs down so we can get the damn door. I'm just curious to see how much of this burns. Oh, well, we really don't need the knife. So let's just shoot the door 2 times and open the way. So that actually is pretty. I didn't think it would burn it that fast. I mean, it took a couple of sprays with the flamethrower to get it to do that. So that's awesome. I like that. That was actually handy. So once we're in the save room, we can finally get rid of some of this material. We don't really need a lot of this material, and we didn't get poisoned either, so that's a plus. We'll leave the blue herb, and we'll leave the ink ribbon. We don't really need them, so let's drop off some of this stuff. Let's drop off the first aid spray, obviously. We'll grab the green and red herb. We'll grab that blue herb, since we know we pretty much will have the privilege of that to our credit. Alright, there's a clip. Grab the blue herb over here. Mix that with the red and green herb. And we're going to put away a few things. We're going to put away the magazines. We're going to put away the green and blue herb. We're going to put away the grenade shells. And that'll pretty much be it. So we don't really need much else. There's not going to be anything in the way of threats for us to counter. So down here we'll find the system disk. We'll find the wolf medal. Or Doom Book 2. Then the wolf medal. So oh, almost got bit. Head on through the door. And immediately head to our right. Oh, you know what? I should have grabbed the Doom Book. Let me go ahead and reload that. Because we can go right down to the menu. We can get the Doom Book out, and we can immediately go use the elevator to get to the lab. So let's open it up, get the Eagle Medal out. now we can get a move on. God, my nose is itchy. Now we'll beeline it. You're in a fucking cave. Where are the snakes coming from? What, they can climb through rock? Now, heading through here, we could very well avoid this, but we're going to go ahead and get this trap out of our way. So just run down. And that will take care of that piece of work. That'll take care of that. That's out of our way. We don't need to sweat it no more. Grab the map on the underground on the back wall. And then inside here, I think, is where we'll find the system disk. Yep. So, system disk. It's there. Now we can open up this path behind this rock wall with the hexagon crank. Do it again. And one more time. Now we'll head through and gain access to this room here. This will enable us to get the wolf metal in this room, as we recall. And that will push it out. You can't really tell it, but it's kind of weird how I'm able to actually get it in the right position every time. I mean, you can tell, but you can barely tell it apart. So now we'll push the statue over, get the wolf book, or doom book, or wolf metal, whatever you want to call it. We'll grab that, and now we can get the fuck out of here. We are at the home stretch of finishing Bill's playthrough. So open the book up. And then you're going to head directly for the elevator and board it. And we're going to head right to the lab, right from the jump. We're going to ignore the green and blue herbs. We really don't need them. We're at the home stretch. We're not hurting for health. We're pretty much in good position for anything that probably could happen. So grab the wolf metal, use it. Head around the opposite side. Do the same thing with the eagle metal. And that will open up the path. Skip the cutscene. Head down the steps. Take the elevator. Enter the underground lab. So as soon as we get to the bottom of this elevator, open your inventory, and we're going to head in here with just a couple of things. We're going to head into here with our pistol, because we got plenty of pistol round. We're going to use it all. We'll also take the shotgun. Ditch the crank, ditch the system disk. If you feel inclined, you pretty should be good now, so let's get to it. It's shotgun, intercept them. Bang. Obviously, there will be no zombie here, but there will be a system disk at the end of this hall. Grab it. Now we have all 3 system disks to get Chris out. Forget the green herbs. We don't need them. Unless you're really, really bad at keeping yourself alive. Now, obviously, we know the passwords for the computer. We know John, Ada, and Mole are the passwords. So we're going to only go in here for mainly the items of a magazine and maybe some other piece of equipment. But beyond that, the file is not relevant. Solving that little puzzle is not relevant. We already know the answer to that puzzle. So we're just going to grab the researcher's letter. Done. Easy. Over here, we'll find some ammo inside here in the form of another magazine. Take it, and then make your way out of here. You can grab the green herb if you want to. I'm not going to. I got oodles of health items. Then we're going to head out the way we came, and we're going to find the computer lab where we can actually access the security system and open up these doors. Grab the shotgun. I almost got burned by that dick. Come on, fuckface. There you go. Adio. Run down this hall, and then we're going to head to the computer lab and to the left. Ignore the zombie to the rear. And in here, we will find the computer here, access it. Oh, I heard that crack in my sternum. Hope you guys did too. That felt good. So, John. Ada. Now, we'll unlock B2 first. Now we'll need the third password, which is Mole. M-O-L-E. Chris has got the little fist pump, and then like thumb side, and then she's just like got the little snap, and then she's like, you know, bang, shooting it with a gun. Kind of unique for each character. B3 will open now. And so that will take care of the complete electronic locks for B2's visual data room as well as the guard room. Kind of a weird thing to have a electronic lock for a guard room, though. I mean, you would think that it would be the reverse. The guard room would have the electronic lock for the other rooms, not the other way around. Over here, I don't think there is anything here we can grab, but I'm just checking because it's kind of hard to see. That's one of the downsides with OG games is the graphic literary was kind of hard to distinguish if there was anything worth grabbing there. So once we get to this point, we're going to head into this room here. And we're going to get the first system disk code. Have your shotgun equipped because we're going to drop these assholes pretty fast. We're not going to use headshots either. We're just going to just body shot them, get them in rapid succession. We'll get this one. And that will take care of them all. Obviously, our shotgun will be completely depleted, but that's fine. We got all of them in rapid shots. So, over here, go ahead and use the system disk. You got passcode 1. Re-equip your pistol, and let's keep it moving. Now, the other system disk operatings will be obviously in the operating room that we can't access quite just yet. And then the other one will also be in the generator room or the boiler room. So head up the stairs now to the visual data room and get the power room key. And then we'll also use the microfilm thing. Over here, obviously, we'll have the emergency evacuation or the security system. In this case, the emergency evacuation, I think, will be somewhere else. I'm just not sure where. I can't remember. Over here, press this panel switch. Press the button, and behind the hidden past column with the bookshelf, we'll have the power room key. Go ahead and use the microfilm. You know, ironically, whenever I read the files, this is another thing too, of how my youth, I didn't understand it, but BOWs, bioorganic weapons. Ironically, I didn't know what that meant in my youth. I didn't know what BOWs. And I always said bow. Bow. But it was one of those little details I never understood. I didn't understand what BOW was. They always referenced it in a lot of the files from the classic games, but I never understood it. So once we've gotten that part open, we're going to head back downstairs, and we're going to use the lab key. So this will take us to the power room key, which we will discard that. That door is obviously locked. That's going to be to the operating room in the morgue. So we can't access that. So once we've dispatched the zombies in this hall, we're gonna head into the storage, the break room. Or storage room, whatever you want to refer to it as. Grab the flame shells off the shelf. And then open the storage here. And we're gonna ditch now our handgun ammo and our handgun effectively. Get your Colt Python out. Get the Magnum ammo with it out. Do we have any? Oh, right there. Duh. Grab the shotgun. Grab your shotgun ammo. And maybe the bazooka. And then also, one last thing. Grab the system discs. System disc there. And the system disc up here. And then we're going to head directly into the right room, the operating room here. Ignore the red herb on the shelf to our right. Grab the shotgun shells. And we're going to push this shelf, this book, this little crate, if you will, all the way over. I'm trying to remember how we do this. I think we push this over a little bit. Yeah. We're going to push this over, but not enough to where we're going to get trapped. We want to have a little leg room so we can push this over. Oh shit, too far over. Gotta push it back. Because it's blocking the, it's going to be blocked by the step ladder. There we go. Now, push this all the way down. We want to block the vents. If you remember from the previous playthrough, we block the vents. Otherwise, the place will be flooded with poison gas the minute we press this ladder all the way over and essentially trapping the poison gas from coming in. So, wait a second. It's not all the way over? Okay, we got a pickle here. We got to fix that. Alright, so we pushed that all the way over, so we got to push this a little bit more over it. Now we push it in. Oh no. That didn't go over well. The gas escaped there, so we got to push that box over a little bit more. There we go. That's better. I think this is as good as we're gonna get, so let's see. Alright, I think we're good. So, enter the air shaft, and it will take us directly to the morgue. Over here on the shelf, grab the Magnum shells. I mean, look at this shit. We got shitloads of ammo. So, we're gonna have the system disc here. We'll use that. Get your Magnum ready, and then we're going to head into the power room, where we're going to reconnect power and get ourselves the next system disk code. As we're going to turn on the power, we're going to get the next system disk code, and then we're going to turn on, and then we're going to reactivate the elevator. So, in that order. So, head to the right, and then head into here. Obviously, you'll have the chimeras running amok inside the power room or the boiler room. So, Just be on your guard. That takes care of him. That takes care of him. So head over here and turn on the power. Power's been restored. Now we're going to head our way back. And head into here. Head over here, and we have another passcode machine, so this will be another system disk opportunity. Now we'll head into here and we'll activate the elevator. Instead of going left, we're going to go right. Go ahead and triggering system for the activator. Blah, blah, blah. Over here is where the elevator is. I got them reversed. Then we're going to head back the way we came. Now, we could very well go get Chris, or at least engage with Chris for that particular reason. But we're going to go ahead and go get him after we take care of Wesker. And Tyrant, because essentially that is the next course of our agenda, is essentially those particular instances. So we're going to immediately just head over here, turn on the elevator, and we will be joined by Barry.
Jill! Jill, you're here too.
Yes, you're here too?
Look, I lost my way.
Let's get going. Wesker?
You did a fine job, Barry.
Just as I thought.
I think you should stay away from Barry, Jill. I hear that his wife and 2 daughters will be in danger if he doesn't do everything I tell him to.
You are so cruel.
Well, you don't have to worry about anything, because you'll be free from this world very soon, Jill.
Why do you have to destroy stars?
That's Umbrella's intention. This laboratory has been engaging in dangerous experiments, and recently an accident has occurred.
No shit.
This disaster cannot be made public.
That's why having stars nosing about is so inconvenient. So you're a slave of Umbrella now, along with these virus monsters.
I think you misunderstand me, Jill. To me, the monsters you mentioned mean nothing. I'm going to burn all of them together with this entire laboratory. I must complete my mission as ordered by Umbrella. Barry, go up on the ground and wait there.
Barry!
Barry's such a fool. He'll be under the control of Umbrella forever.
How come both Umbrella and you can intimidate him by taking his family as hostages?
Umbrella? Well, I intimidated him. but it had nothing to do with Umbrella. I just used him for my personal purposes, though both you and Barry seem to think I was following orders from Umbrella.
So you're planning something else?
If you succeeded in developing the world's most powerful biological weapon, what would you do? What if you were in charge?
You must stop this now.
You're a brave girl. But if I were you, I wouldn't give up such a big discovery. You guys are idiots. No one understands its real value.
So, you're going to steal all the research?
Better yet, I'm going to show you the tyrant.
Barry!
Sorry, Jill.
How is your family?
I was listening to what you and Wesker were talking about. I wish I realized it earlier. I thought it must have something to do with Umbrella, you know. So it's all been masterminded by him.
But it's good that you know that now. Anyway, let's get out of this house first.
Jill!
Yes, what?
Do you have any idea what Wesker was going to show you at the back of this place?
Well, he was talking about the world's most powerful biological weapon, called Tyrant or something, I think.
Do you think we could see Tyrant now?
Barry, you're so optimistic.
It would look bad for Stars if we let such a dangerous creature run loose.
Maybe you're right. Let's go then.
So this is where this different event will play out. Little finger twitch.
Can a creature like this really be the ultimate biological weapon?
Really? Wesker is a crazy man.
Tyrant is not completely developed.
But we can't let it live. That must be the computer for monitoring this creature.
Little chattering teeth, you see. I love that. And the pounding heart. Oh yeah, this is a great idea, Barry.
Damn you!
Oop. Now he's not dead. Don't freak out.
It can't control what it does.
So at this point, it's going to be just us taking care of this asshole. So get your grenade gun out, use your last 3 shells. That should be enough to stop it. And it is. He's going to fall right dead ass on top of Barry.
Barry? Barry? You're alive!
I'm really embarrassed. I was clumsy.
Let's get going.
Now, this is one of the possible endings you will get. In the previous other instances, if you make the decisions differently, Barry will leave you and head to the upper level, like Wesker suggests, but you'll find Barry wounded and dying by the storage unit just below the ladder to the elevator leading to the heliport. Also, it will be Wesker that brings Jill in which case Wesker will in turn also be killed. Barry will not be present in this engagement, but that essentially is the outcome of the possible other ending if you do things differently in terms of decisions. So just bear that in mind, that this is not the fix. This is one of 4 possible endings. So open the room. Well, no, the room isn't locked. Wesker isn't here. Barry is. So the room will stay unlocked. But once you head outside this hallway, you'll find Wesker is gone because he's conscious and he went to set off the alarm. So the bomb.
What happened to Wesker?
The triggering system has now been activated. All researchers
Wesker must have set it off.
take cover.
There's not much time left for us.
Unlock all rooms for evacuation.
Clock starts now. Get out. So Barry will get ahead of us, and we essentially will be heading to grab Chris now. So immediately head to the prison.
Oh, Jill!
Oh, Chris! So you're okay?
Yeah, you too. What happened to Wesker?
Let's talk about it later. Let's get out of here.
So you can really kind of just you can go there sooner and you'll get a completely dialogue like we did with Jill going to Chris. So there's really no right or wrong way to do it. You just get a different set of circumstances leading up to that measure. So just go on with the rest of it.
Let's go.
Curious how Chris managed to get by these zombies but not take them down for me.
Let's go.
So we're gonna grab a few things. So immediately we could take the Magnum, we can get the grenade gun. It doesn't really matter. There is no fixed way to proceed with this next fight. Matter of fact, we're just gonna grab the couple of resources here. And then we're just gonna head on up, and Barry will be waiting at the top of the ladder. If you get the other ending, this is where Barry will be actually dead, will be in that storage room.
Hurry!
This is Brad. Running out of fuel. If there is anyone alive, contact me now, okay? This is your
have our grenade gun ready for the next part of this. Obviously, we'll have to face the tyrant again.
There is 3 minutes until explosion.
Oh no, you must be kidding! After you've come all the way here!
Ladies first. Go first, Jill.
But Chris!
Give me a chance to play nice guy.
Okay, I leave it up to you. See you again at the heliport.
Now, while Barry and Chris stay behind to buy you time with the monsters pursuing you, you essentially will head up, much like how Chris will in his scenario, to signal Brett. Then head to the right, grab the signal flare. Definitely need coffee here. Yeah. Thankfully, we're at the end of our stream here, so we're getting close to the end. There's good old Brad. After 3 shells,
He's coming! Jill! Kill that monster!
essentially you can use...
Amazon, Jill!
So pretty much there. You're an Amazon, Jill? Is that what he said? So grab the rocket launcher, and then close the distance on his position, and then just bang. And that'll take care of the tyrant for Jill's playthrough. You can see his little chattering mouth still. And then Brad will land, and that will conclude the story with Jill in this particular sequence. The mansion will be destroyed. And then you'll have the best ending with Chris, Barry, and Jill all making it out together. And that's a wrap. So, but again, there's like 4 different endings for each character, Chris and Jill both in tandem. So there's really no, there's not really much in the way different from them, with the exception of who you get out with. Jill can get out on her own without anyone. Jill and Barry can get out, and then Jill and Chris can get out, and then Jill, Barry, and Chris can get out. That's really the collective association with that sort of dynamic. Beyond that, that's really pretty much as far as it goes. Here, there's a scenario where we didn't see Barry save Jill with the flamethrower, so you can see it there. There's that instance where Jill almost gets crushed by the boulder. That was actually pretty close. I don't know how the hell he managed to get away from that one. Oh, there's where the hunter can appear to almost kill you, but Barry actually is kept safe in that capacity. There we have Wesker. Oh, there he goes. Ooh. Barry getting slapped. Getting bitch slapped by the tyrant. And then Jill's left to fight the tyrant. And then obviously there we have Jill. That's essentially the ending we took, was basically getting Chris after we took care of Wesker. So, I mean, we see different sequences where the game takes a different turn that we took, essentially, in that respect. So, we only saved 3 times. We got 3 hours and 30 minutes out of that. So, that was, like I said, it was actually a very, very short game. Chris took us about almost 5 hours. This took us about 3 hours. So, Chris is definitely a much more longer, productive play that takes a little bit more in the way of time. And look at my camera. That's because of this light. So, let's wrap this. And we got the closet key. And that essentially will encapsulate that playthrough right there. So that is going to conclude our main course of play with Jill. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty fast. I mean, who knows? I may even have to split it up into 2 parts with Jill. I mean, I may have to split it with Chris. But, I mean, that's all things considered, that was actually pretty good. So that is going to conclude our live stream with the standard run with Jill Valentine on Resident Evil Director's Cut. Thank you very much for tuning in. Subscribe, like this video if you really dig it. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, advice, tips, pointers, or input to give, I would love to hear it. Leave it in the comment section down below or send it in a private message. I'm going to take a brief break, get a bite to eat because I'm hungry. It's 3:50 in the morning, and I'm going to make some fresh coffee. Then I'm going to get back here, and we're going to continue with Director's Cut, and I'm going to do the advanced game mode, which is essentially going to be for Chris and Jill. But unlike Chris and Jill, I'm not going to split it into 2 parts. I'm just going to do a straight shot, 1 video for Chris, and a straight shot, 1 video for Jill. Jill obviously is going to take a lot less time. Chris will be a much more longer time. But that will conclude our playthrough with that particular piece of work, and we'll get on with the next one in about a short bit here. So I'm Savage Squishy 86. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I will catch you guys in a little bit as we continue with our next playthrough of Chris and Jill with Resident Evil Director's Cut. See you back here in a little bit.